use the cognitive psychology, cognitive science, where you use attention, then processing, then memory, and then that is used in thinking, problem solving. This is called cognitive psychology. And that begins with attention. Attention. So when you listen anything attentively, then that goes deep down into your memory. And when you have anything in your memory, then you use that for application, for the benefits of yourself, or the benefits of your students or clients or anybody. So there are 8 sufferings, right? 8 types of suffering: birth, decay, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, despair. These are 8 sufferings. I had mentioned earlier also. And if you cannot remember the names, that's fine. But at least number, if you remember the number, then that will help you to recall the names also. At least few names you can recall, right? It's like 4 truths. So when you know that there are 4 truths, then you'll try to recall from your memory. What are 4? First, suffering. Second, origin of suffering. Third, the cessation of suffering. Fourth, the path which leads to cessation of suffering. Cessation means extinction. So these are the 4 truths. Okay? Means suffering, origin, extinction, and path which leads to extinction of suffering. Buddha has given module. He was super intelligent. He has given module. He was super scientist of meditation. So he has given the number of meditation, okay? And perfect sequence also. And if we will change the sequence, we'll change the, effects also, right? So even Patanjali has given 8 names. There were meaning, right? If he says 8 sufferings, that is meaningful. If he says 4 truths, that is meaningful. And if we remember in the same way, then that will help us without twisting, without adding anything, without subtracting anything. That will help us in our practices also, right? While practicing, while teaching also. Truths means there is suffering, then there is cause of suffering, means origin of suffering. And if you want to fix the suffering, then you'll have to fix the cause. And if you want to fix the cause, then you'll have to have certain things. How to fix, method. And what is method? He also talks in this part. Okay? So first we have to be instrumental to diagnose that this is the problem. And when you diagnose the cause of problem, that this is the problem, then what is the cause? Then what is its solution? And then you practice. So Buddha was a kind of doctor, a therapist, who identified these are the sufferings, and then he identified these are the origins, right? Causes. And right? So these are the 4 things, 4 truths. Suffering itself, the suffering, origin, extinction, and path. 5 aggregates by themselves are not suffering. And what is the suffering? Clinging to them. If you cling, then only you suffer. If you don't cling, then you don't suffer. This means what? Buddha had also body. He was the pioneer of this. He had also body. But he was not attached. That's why he did not suffer. Not only he, anybody, me, you, anybody. If you are so much attached to yourself, that will give you suffering. This is what is called DMN. DMN is default mode network. Me, mine. And this me and mine, DMN, gives so much suffering psychologically. And to switch off DMN, we'll have to switch on CN, Central Executive Network. And what is that? Is mindfulness. Central Executive Network means to remain in the present, to be in the present, to be in the body rather than being in mind. Normally people remain in the mind, therefore they suffer. Rumination. What is rumination? Is being in mind is rumination. That gives so much anxiety. Being in past, being in future, not in present. And when you feel your body, means asana. If you are practicing asana, your mind will be born to be there. You cannot think of future or you cannot think of past. But still, if you are thinking, that means your mind is so powerful to roam in the past or future. If anybody is doing yoga, but still mind is wandering, means that wandering, that intensity of the wandering is huge. That person needs injection. Sometimes the crazy people are not easily controlled. Then the doctors inject tranquilizer, hormones, or the electric shock. They'll not hear. They'll not understand cognitive psychology. They'll not understand what is DMN, what is mindfulness. Never. You who believe I am well, I am fine, but sometimes when anxiety attack comes, you're lost. Don't control yourself. Then what? Start walking, start running, start stretching, or start deep breathings. Deep breathing is quick fix. Means deep breathing is being in body, not being in mind. So mind is mischievous. Mind is the origin of all the sufferings.
Yeah.
And in mind what? Clinging, attachment. Attachment comes from Vedana. Vedana comes from contact. Contact comes from senses and sensual objects. Means the solution. What is the solution? Buddha has given solution. Means Buddha gives solution as Shila. So Shila is not a spiritual thing. Shila is psychological treatment actually. If you are ethical, if you are true, right?
Yeah.
If you are virtuous, you are helping yourself, not the others. So that is called Sila. And Samadhi is mental health and wellness. Means if you see anything wrongly, that gives you suffering. So like Patanjali also diagnosed the sufferings. Patanjali, if you will study the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, then you will find that he has also mentioned that there is dukkha. And he has talked about 9 types of problems, suffering. Buddha talks 8 and he talks of 9. Vyadhi, Styan, Sansay, Pramad, Alas, Avirati, Bhranti Darshan, Alabdh Bhumikat, Anavastitatva. They are the 9 types of sufferings what Patanjali has talked. Vyadhi is disease. Styan, procrastination. Sanshay, doubt. Pramad, lethargicness, or omission. Alas, laziness. Avirati, Bhranti Darshana. All these are, problems actually. People are suffering. If you have indigestion issue, if you have, physical health issue, Patanjali says, do yoga. If you have emotional health issue, do yoga. Mental health issues, do yoga.
Yeah.
Emotional, do yoga. So Patanjali also gave solution, yoga, and Buddha also gave solution. What? This practice, mindfulness.
Yeah.
That is why in the beginning Patanjali had mentioned, Buddha had mentioned, Ekayano ayang bhikkhave maggo sattanang vishuddhya. Hey, there is only one path which can put full stop to all these sufferings. Only one path. And what is that? He answers, mindfulness. Patanjali says yoga. He says mindfulness. That is why he begins with right view, right mindedness, right understanding. Right view means right understanding. You understand as it is, not as twisted. If anybody is manipulative, if anybody is lying, if anybody is manipulating, if anybody is twisting, you can easily spot. Why? Because you have right view. That person also will not understand. Actually, deep down, that person also knows that I'm doing the wrong things. But the superficial mind, the ego mind doesn't let that voice come on the surface. It's called ego mind. Individuality is ego mind. So long we have atta, not anatta. Anatta is selflessness. Atta is selfhood, ego. Anatta is truth. 3 lakshana, 3 characters, 3 characteristics of everyone, whether you, me, God, any angel, any prophet, everyone has three realities. That anicca, everyone is impermanent. You, me, including everyone, even including Buddha also. Impermanent. Nobody is eternal. It's called anicca, dukkha. And that which is anicca gives suffering. Dukkha. And that dukkha cannot say me. Right? So the idea of ego, the idea of me, that idea of I, the idea of such things is called wrong view, false view. The idea of I-lessness, me-lessness, selflessness is right view. Patanjali begins with yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. He reaches also to samadhi, and Buddha also reaches samadhi, samma samadhi.